Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt, and we've got an ammunition test today, probably one of the shortest ammunition tests that you'll see from me. It's only going to involve one barrel length and one ammunition type. We've tested this in the past in 9mm. We've got our Liberty Civil Defense, that 50 grain smoking fast hollow point that we're going to test today in our 16-inch against clear ballistics gel. One of my fellow AR15.com members sent me a DM and asked if we could test this because I had mentioned that I've been testing a whole bunch of 9mm all summer long. So I said, hey, I don't think I've seen anyone test it in 16-inch barrels either, and we should see a heck of a lot of velocity coming out of this. It's about 70 to 75 degrees outside today. We've got our Pro Chrono Digital DLX. We've got our clear ballistics gel block 6x6x16 set up at about 12 feet. It is a fresh block, and we're gonna see what we can do. Our firearm of choice is my friend's AR-9 that I borrowed from him that I should probably return at some point, hopefully to get all this 9mm testing done. So we're gonna take 2 shots out of this 16-inch. We'll go down and check out what we've done. And depending on the velocity, I have a rigid 3A panel from Tactical Scorpion Gear here. Nice multi-curve little panel, level 3A. I would probably place it as a 3A plus that we'll put in front of that and see if it can penetrate this. We have tested this in the past against some aramid fibers and then some aramid / polyethylene soft stuff, and then depending on the barrel length, it has been able to penetrate some of that. So this will be an interesting test. Quote Mr. Hootie Hoo, this is about to be a fun video. At least I hope so. .2632. Wow, that's fast. I flipped our block around. We'll take our second shot here. Hopefully I don't place it right on top of the other one. Ooh, duplicate, 2632 again. Lucky doubles. I'm hoping at this velocity it looks rather impressive on the high speed. You guys will have to leave me a comment below and I'll have to look at that at post. But here is our second shot. We have about a 1/2 inch neck, then a very wide wound cavity with a lot of fragmentation starting around the 2-inch mark, extending out to the 4 and a little over 5 inches here. Then throughout until the 11-inch mark, there is the base of the bullet. So we're just under that bare minimum needed for FBI specifications. You want 12 inches or more. Now, a lot of people will say this fragmentation should extend into the 8-inch mark. This would be considered very shallow penetration. This was the first shot over here, very much the same. We have a starburst of fragments coming off starting within about 3 inches, and then out again to the 11-inch mark is the base of the bullet. There definitely is a lot of back and forth on these hyper velocity projectiles in pistol calibers and how that hyper velocity and these larger, shallower wound channels relate to actual performance in a self-defense or personal protection scenario. Maximum spread on those fragments seems to be right around 3 inches. Same with that one. We've got that one that squeaked by. Let's throw that piece of armor in front of there and see what happens. We've got our helper stand set up down there, my little wood fixture that I'm not very good at carpentry, but sometimes I manage to make something worthwhile. We've got that. We've got our Tactical Scorpion Gear level 3A rigid panel placed up against our clear ballistics gel block. I'll take a shot from the 16-inch and see if it will penetrate. If I remember from our past testing, I think the AR500 Armor Level 3A Hybrid stopped that out of the 7.72 inch. I didn't have access to the 16 at the time. And then a Hi-Com Rigid 3A actually failed against the 10 millimeter version of this. So at 2,600 feet per second, polyethylene, which is what that plate's made out of, is good at stopping speed, but is it good enough at stopping this much speed? Well, our plate didn't move. Usually that's not a good sign. Let's go see what we did. There is our shot right there, 2 inches low, just like I needed it. That is a fair hit because this is a brand new panel. Hopefully I can use it more in some testing later. What do you guys think? Which catchphrase is gonna come out of my mouth? Ho! No pass-through, folks. There is a little bit of a dimple there, but there is no penetration of that panel into our clear ballistics gel. Now, not all 3A is created the same. The NIJ standards are always considered a minimum. There are definitely companies who build above the minimum with a good safety margin. I would say a plate like this is definitely above that margin, mainly because it's rigid polyethylene. We've stopped M193 with some rigid polyethylene 3A or SRT plates in the past. So it's good at stopping speed. You need a little bit of bullet construction, and that Liberty Civil Defense does not have that construction to get through polyethylene. Now an aramid fiber 3A, most definitely that speed alone would break through those fibers. Well, everyone, that was a short, sweet, and to the point testing of our Liberty Civil Defense in 9mm from our 16-inch barrel. Really hot velocities coming out of that little 50 grain loading. As far as our gel results go, we went to about 11 inches with that little base. The FBI minimum is 12 inches, so we didn't quite make it, but your mileage may vary on whether or not you want to use this as any kind of carry load, self-defense, or personal protection. You are never limited to 1 mags. Maybe you need a bullet that can penetrate soft armor, and depending on that type of soft armor, this particular load with its speed can do it. We didn't see it against our rigid polyethylene today, but not all body armor is created equal. Well, it's about time for me to get the heck out of here because it's dinner time and I'm getting hungry. At the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible. Number 1 is my Patreon supporters. Number 2 is Tactical Scorpion Gear, who sent me some body armor panels to do some torture testing on. And of course, number 3 is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.